Hi, I'm Eric Lanask. We're here at our Editor's Day in Santa Clara. In the studio with me today is Sasha Polyak from Nimble Schedule. Sasha, great to have you. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
So, Nimble Schedule, tell me a little bit about what's been going on, what you're seeing in the market, and I think what would be really interesting to hear a little bit about is how some of the challenges that your customers are facing is impacting what you're doing.
Sure, of course, be glad to. So Nimble Schedule is a cloud-based suite of workforce optimization tools, currently primarily focused on staff scheduling and time tracking. We have a global opportunity. Anybody who's ever managed a staff of part-time or hourly workers, not only in North America but globally, understands the types of challenges they face with. So our solution goes straight to the heart of that problem. We are about 2 years old as a company, and we're already in 39 countries. So the global demand for our solutions far outstrips available supply. It's a great market for us out there.
What kind of companies are looking? You know, you mentioned folks with part-time or hourly employees. Are there particular markets, industries, verticals that you're seeing a lot of interest from?
Sure, absolutely. So there are about 1 billion people in the world that wake up every morning, and the first thing they do is they look at something that tells them where and when they have to be for work, part-time, hourly employees. In our experience, the market verticals that we serve the best, that we're the best fit for, would be various services, such as both web services and brick-and-mortar services, retail organizations, obviously a very large industry, hospitality, restaurants in particular, but surprisingly enough, government, subacute healthcare organizations, and the largest market segments for us are service organizations, both online and brick and mortar, retail, which is a very large industry in itself, hospitality, restaurants in particular, but also surprisingly enough, subacute healthcare, as well as education and government.
Very interesting. So what are you doing that's helping your customers in any of these industries or others overcome some of the scheduling challenges that they have? And certainly you're right, anybody who's probably grown up and been working from 16 and up has been in at least some of those industries, so we're aware of it.
Sure. Yeah, so our base platform is easy to use, intuitive, yet powerful and sophisticated scheduling platform.
Yeah.
But our vision is to try to remove as much guesswork out of scheduling. And we can do that through very sophisticated methods for customers who require that. We can take historical sales information, future forecast, and environmental factors like weather, political, cultural, or sporting events, put them through a computing engine parameters that also accounts for staff availability, local labor laws, preferences, even ranking, and suggest the most optimal schedule to the management that they couldn't have otherwise. We also get the staff involved through our mobile apps, so where they can set their own availability, preferences, and communicate back to management to be part of that solution. So that is really that's really a value proposition that a lot of mid-sized businesses are looking at and going, this is very exciting for us because we can remove a lot of cost and complexity out of scheduling.
Are you able to account for both in-store or in-facility events, flash sales or sidewalk sales or things like that, as well as external events that may influence traffic near whatever the establishment may be?
Yeah, good point. Absolutely. So, for example, if you're a restaurant that serves a certain number of dinners on Friday night, but then you find out there's a Rolling Stones concert that's going to happen on a particular Friday night, that's not an event that happens all the time.
Right.
You have to anticipate for those changes, right? If there's a football game that Michigan State plays in and there's a large population of Michigan State fans, well, that is the Thursday night or Saturday night that you're going to staff differently for those kinds of occasions. So we can pull data from as much as weather patterns, political news, financial news, if things change in the marketplace, to help management make decisions how to best optimize the staffing.
How do you pull that data? How do you integrate it into the system?
So the data feeds come through various sources into our predictive engine, and from that point we can suggest the most optimal results to it.
Are there any specific customers using your solution that you can talk about?
Sure. So our base platform is used in 39 countries. We have almost 1,000 companies using our system. A good example would be, Academy Awards. Uses us for management of their theater, their prestigious theater, and all the security. Maersk, which is a large shipping company, uses us to receive and send away all the ships as they come to different ports. We have a UK client called Eat that's very famous quick serve restaurant, 120 locations in the UK. They use us for scheduling all of their staff.
Wow.
We're used by Burberry. Their flagship retail store on Bond Street in London uses us for their staff scheduling. We have several universities like Cal Berkeley, UC Davis, some of the local universities uses us for their student union and student services. So quite a few customers with diverse needs in multiple verticals.
So as you look to expand your reach, who is the person at different companies that you're really looking to reach, that you're really targeting?
You know, we find that HR managers, mid-level managers have the most headache. Now, they're not necessarily always the final decision makers, but they're the ones that feel the most pain. They're the ones that are reaching out to us and saying, hey, how does it work? How does it apply to my environment? So we have to communicate with that segment of our customer base very well in order to continue to promote our message.
So you mentioned that it's cloud-based. So what does that mean in terms of deployment and setup and ease of use for those HR managers or schedulers or whomever?
Sure. Like any other SaaS company, if you're not easy to use, if you're not well-liked by your customer base and your constituency, your lifetime is very short. So our goal is to make our application as easy to onboard and as much self-serve as possible. Clearly, we do offer services such as onboarding services for those more complex situations when necessary, but majority of our customers are using our application through a self-serve onboard method.
Do you integrate into other HR and other enterprise applications?
Yes, absolutely. We've always felt and had the philosophy of being a sort of an open book. So we, from the very beginning, developed a very rich API that allows for seamless data sharing, customer data sharing with other synergistic applications, especially in the HR, point of sale, accounting, and payroll environments. So we do have a fairly well-developed ecosystem of like partners. We do a great job partnering with Bamboo HR, for example, Gusto, Lightspeed, which is a leading point of sale application, QuickBooks Online, Epson through Epson Cloud, and so on and so forth.
Excellent. Sasha, thank you so much for being here. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you very much, Eric. I appreciate it.